They burned women for changing their faces. Now the same red comes with a coupon code and a hashtag about confidence. Your mic is that tube. Same mouth, new spell. This is Your Mic, the show where the tools stay simple but the power games get weird. Today's toy is lipstick. Tiny wax bullet. Some days, it's a legal requirement for sex workers. Others, it's evidence of witchcraft. Then suddenly, it's a suffragette battle flag, a movie star halo, and a punk rock middle finger to authority. Same tube, different regime. And podcasting? Exact same story arc. Only now, the color is your voice. Start in ancient Greece. A sex worker's job, license, and survival are all bound together. The state orders women in that trade to paint their lips red so, quote-unquote, respectable women don't get confused with them. They move through the market literally labeled in crimson. Failing to wear the paint can mean punishment for impersonating a good woman. Quotes around good. Those mouths function like traffic signs. This way for desire, that way for decency. Now, jump ahead a millennium or so. Europe. And now, lipstick is devil's varnish. Preachers and pamphlets insist women who paint their faces are deceivers, consorting with evil. Some English courts treated marriages as fraudulent if a man claimed he'd been tricked by cosmetics. Imagine that in 2026. Contour becomes a crime scene. Lips become potential evidence of sorcery. Lipstick has not changed. No, not in the least bit. Basic pigments, oils, wax. What changed is the story men in robes and wigs attached to it. Now, do this. Swap that wax stick for a microphone. Early podcasting was our red lip era. Basements, spare bedrooms, people with no gatekeepers talking like the FCC was never listening because it wasn't. To legacy media, those early feeds looked a lot like lipstick on prostitutes and witches. Unregulated, unprofessional, dangerous to the ideas that only a few trusted voices should pipe into your head. Cute, right? Same base technology as radio, voice over time, new story. This is not official, so it must be suspect. Early 1900s, suffragettes in New York and London start rocking bright red lipstick in marches. If crimson is indecent, cool. Let's make indecency the uniform of women demanding the vote. Those mouths become portable protest signs, not just, look at me, but you can never ignore me and you cannot define me. By World War II, propaganda flips the script again. Red lipstick is suddenly patriotic. A sign of morale and feminine strength while men are at war. The same shade that once screamed whore or witch now whispers resilience in government posters. Then Hollywood shows up with the soft focus. Marlene Dietrich, Marilyn, Rita. Red lips became the center of the frame, the thing the light loves most. It's glamour now, marketable. 1 million ads tell women this is the color of success, sex appeal, and power. You see, the object never changed, but the story, the evolution, it went from criminal to holy to Hollywood. Podcasting took that same roller coaster. At first, it's all the weirdos and hobbyists. Then, narrative journalism sneaks in, and one day the world wakes up to Serial and a wave of prestige audio. Suddenly podcasting is the future of storytelling, and networks that ignored it for years are throwing budgets at it like confetti. What used to be pirate radio with better RSS is now the Hollywood red lip of media. Executive decks brag about audience intimacy. Brands want story-led audio. Voices become products, not transgressions. Again, the mic never changed. The story about the mic did. Here's the twist. Nothing stays respectable for long without somebody wrecking it on purpose. Lipstick didn't stop at Hollywood glam. Punk kids smeared it across genders, across faces, deliberately messy, a visual screw your rules to respectable femininity. Seriously, same red, new spell. Not pick me, more like this is me. Take it or choke on it. Podcasting is in that same moment right now. Yes, there are glossy, brand-safe shows that sound like they were produced inside a boardroom, but there are also survivors telling their stories in rooms with questionable acoustics and impossible honesty. Same tools as the corporate feed, mic, Adobe Audition, RSS, which by the way stands for Real Simple Syndication. Completely different intention. This is lipstick swiped outside the lines. This is audio saying, I know how they want me to sound, and I decline. So here we are. Just you, your earbuds, and this stupidly powerful, stupidly simple tool. Your mic is your lipstick. Every time you hit record, you're choosing a color, even if you pretend you're neutral. Maybe your show wears corporate nude. Ew. Safe topics, friction-free interviews, every sharp edge sanded down so the ad reads don't feel awkward. Double ew. Maybe you're in suffragette red, using your platform to drag something ugly into daylight. Story as protest sign. Maybe you're in punk black, breaking format, letting the silences hang too long, leaving in the nervous laugh that proves you're actually telling the truth. Now here's the uncomfortable truth, speaking of truth. If you don't pick your shade on purpose, somebody else will. Algorithms will tell you what performs. Sponsors will tell you what's too risky. Listeners will quietly nudge you toward whatever version of you offends them the least. That is how witches become wives in the official story. That's how pirates become PR. Here is your mic exercise for the week. Name the old label. Write down the story other people tell about your voice. Too angry, too emotional, too boring. I hope you're not too boring. Too niche. Write one segment that breaks it. 5 minutes. One monologue, scene, or conversation where you lean fully into the thing you're supposed to dial down. If you need help on this, take that transcript, upload it into ChatGPT or Perplexity. I prefer the latter. Ask it to rewrite you a monologue and to make it spicy. Then you leave one flaw in on purpose. The crack in your voice, the swear you usually bleep out, the pause where you didn't know what to say. Don't edit it out. Let it live. Let it breathe. That is your new pigment. That's you taking back the story of what your mouth is allowed to say and do. Look, lipstick never stayed just makeup. Podcasting will never be just content. They can call it witchcraft or empowerment, trash media or high art. Your job is never to chase the label. Your job is to always choose the spell. This is your mic. I'm Freddy Cruz. Pick your color. Hit record, and if this episode smeared something loose in your brain, send it to another creator who's been playing it way too safe. Thanks so much for listening.